Today we're going to talk about a place called Iraq. It is in the Middle East in Southwest Asia and its capital is Baghdad. It is a triangle of mountains, deserts, and fertile river valley. Iraq borders many countries such as Syria, Jordan, Turkey, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and Kuwait. It borders the Persian Gulf to the southeast. The temperatures in Iraq can go as high as 120 degrees from July to August. Its winters are mild though. Okay, so this is the Tigris River. And this river, along with the Euphrates, runs nearly the full length of Iraq. And ships can travel from the Persian Gulf to Baghdad using this river. These are the Zagros Mountains. These are in the north and the northeast, and they have the highest mountain in Iraq, which has a peak of 11,847 feet above sea level. Iraq is mostly arid except for the semi-arid and highland northeastern area. This is a physical map of Iraq. Now in the past, the waters of the Tigris and the Euphrates would rise during the rainy season and flood, making the land fertile. Now, because of dams, this water is held back. This gives the land security from floods, but now the water no longer makes it fertile. The Iraqi deserts are so hot and dry that only nomads who wander from place to place can live there. They are called Bedouins. Now, sandstorms are common in the desert, and the Shamal wind in the spring and summer blows dust into cities. This is very dangerous and causes a lot of damage. It can even get inside of houses. The Sumerians were the first people to inhabit Iraq. They civilized Iraq in 100,000 BC and called it Mesopotamia, which means land between the rivers. After many empires, the Muslims conquered Iraq, and the Abbasids, who claimed to be directly related to the Prophet Muhammad, ruled Iraq. In 1258, while Iraq was under Muslim rule, the Mongols invaded and destroyed much of Baghdad. Later on, Iraq was taken over by the Ottoman Empire. Iraq was part of the Ottoman Empire for a long time, but then during World War I, the British came and took over Iraq. Iraqis revolted against British rule in 1920 and finally got to be independent in 1932. But then during World War II, the British came back to rule Iraq again. Then there was a second revolt, and Qasim throws out the British and becomes Prime Minister. Arif and the Ba'athist Party, a new party in Iraq, overthrew him, and now Arif becomes the president. Arif is later killed. Saddam Hussein was elected president in 1979. He ruled as dictator and favored the Sunnis but hated the Shias and Kurds. He even drained up their marshes so they couldn't get any water. He killed anyone who dared to stand in their way and declared war on Iran and then Kuwait. The United Nations did not like what Hussein was doing. In 2003, the US and the UK sent their troops to invade Iraq. They captured Saddam Hussein, put him on trial, and hanged him. As a result of this, Sunnis lost their government positions and got angry. They started fighting and getting angry at Shias and Kurds. Islam is the most popular religion in Iraq. About 97% of the population is Muslim. There are more Sunni Muslims than Shia Muslims. Islam has 5 pillars: to believe that Allah is the only God and that Muhammad is his messenger, to pray 5 times a day, to fast during Ramadan, and to visit the holy city of Mecca at least once, and to donate money to the poor. Arabic is the official language of Iraq, and 75 to 80% of the population is Arab. And 70 to 80% of the population can read and write. And soccer is Iraq's most popular sport. The soccer team is shown above. Okay, so there are many different traditions and customs in Iraq. Iraqi women are not allowed to marry men who are not Iraqi. And shawarma, falafel, and quizi are traditional foods in Iraq. And it is rude to eat with the left hand in Iraq. It is considered unclean, so you should eat with the right hand in Iraq. Now on to part 2.
Created using Powtoon.